Hi, welcome to another episode of Mush-achusetts. Today we're going to talk about dryland mushing. So dryland mushing is sort of a catch-all phrase it encompasses a lot of different sports, a lot of different activities. What you see me do mostly so far in our videos is bike mushing. And so we'll talk about that first. So this is my mountain bike. I've had this bike for about 20 years, maybe even more. It's a specialized hard rock. I've used it for a lot of trail rides. It's got a lot of bumps and bruises, but it's perfect for my bike mushing. So in order to use it for mushing, I really have a setup that I've rigged myself, something that you could do. So all I have is, here's my bike. I've tied a little strap of webbing onto the front post of my bike. You don't want that on the handlebars, it's on the front post. And then this is my towing setup. So let me show you what I've got. This is just a big carabiner that I got at the hardware store. And then it is tied on a loop to a piece of cord that's inside this short section of PVC piping. And the reason that's there is that this carabiner clips to my webbing that's right there on the post, and then you'll see that the cord runs through the PVC, and this prevents the cord from getting caught in the tire. And then to kind of hold that up, I have another clip here. I just have a short, really kind of like a little a lace on my handlebar to kind of hold that up. So that holds it up. So this keeps the cord from getting caught up in the tire. And then to there, I have a swivel clip with a carabiner kind of backing it up. I've got my bungee cord. This bungee cord comes to just like a circular ring, and then this ring goes to my two tethers. This clips to the dog's harness. So this is at the back of the dogs, and then once the dogs are attached to here, I've got this short clip that just goes to their necklines to kind of keep them running side by side. So this is the setup for bike shoring or bike mushing. Now this is my newest addition to my mushing collection, and this is my mushing scooter. It's an Explorer paw trekker. I bought it just last week at the Northern New England Sled Dog Fair, which you saw in last week's episode. And so this is a kick scooter that I actually stand on the deck and the dogs pull me here. And so the hookup for this is kind of neat, is instead of having that PVC pipe to hold the line out of the way like I have on my bike, it has this large kind of contraption that goes over the wheel and kind of keeps the line out of the tire. And the setup on this is, I think, is super easy. So this is the other gang line that I have specifically for this. All I do is I clip it to here, and then this is the line that pulls out. And then just like I have with my bike, I've got my two tethers for the back of the dog's harnesses, and I've got their neckline here. What's kind of neat about this has disc brakes. What I like about this compared to the bike is I don't have a derailleur, I don't have a chain, I don't have sprockets, so there's not, mechanically it's very simple. It's really just two wheels and the handlebar. And so this, I found that this is new to me, and I've taken it out a few times. It works really well. It's good for building up the strength in the dogs, because even though I can kick to kind of give an assistance, my kicking is a lot less effective than when I'm pedaling on the bike. So I find that this is good on more level, easier trails where I really want the dogs pulling and I'm not able to help them as much. When I'm doing some of my more rugged trails, I'll use the bike. So they both have their purpose. I'm going to really use this for strength building with the dogs. I think this will probably also be a little bit easier on snowy and icy conditions because I have a foot down and I can kind of keep myself from flipping over. Whereas the bike, I can go on more complicated trails and really work on teaching them commands and being in a lot of different types of terrain. So this is my mushing scooter. And this is my mushing cart. So this is a three-wheeled rig. Most mushing carts are three-wheeled. There's a lot of different types. Mine is actually folds. I'll show you how it folds in a minute. But you ride this sort of like a chariot. So as the musher, you are on the back on this deck, and you can even ride with a partner. You stand on the deck. The dogs are hooked up in the front, again with a bungee cord, and they pull, and then you ride. This has a foot brake, okay, which comes down and stops the rear wheels from rolling. And then for transporting it or for storage, these cotter pins pull out, these braces fold down, and the entire thing kind of folds up. So this is my cart. This is a really fun way to dry land mush because it's really the most like sledding because you're really kind of standing on top of it. This is very heavy though. This is far too heavy for my two Huskies that I'm running now. I used to use this when I had my large Alaskan Malamutes, and I would hook up anywhere from 6 to 12 to this and use this for early season training to get ready for dogs for the actual sledding season. So this is another form of dry land mushing. This is carting. Here's another example of a mushing cart. This is another three-wheeled cart. You can kind of see it gets pulled by the front. The musher stands on the back. It has a different handlebar, but you steer it from the rear, just as my other one does. It needs some new decking here in the back, but basically the mushers, one or two, would stand on the back here, and the dogs would be out in front pulling. This is a very heavy cart. It would be great if I could take this right from the house on trails, but I'm unable to do that. I just don't have the trails near me to do that. I would have to transport it. And because it doesn't fold like my other cart does, I would either need a trailer or I would need a pickup truck in order to transport this. I acquired this as part of a package deal. There was a musher in northern Vermont who was getting out of the activity, and I went up there, I bought their sled and a bunch of used harnesses, and this kind of came as part of the package. It's a pretty good cart, needs a little bit of work, but basically I'm looking for a home for it. So if anyone's interested in a mushing cart, have them message me, and maybe this will find a second life. Congratulations, you've reached the extra bonus features of this video. So today I'm going to share with you a bike joring run from this summer when I was actually on a bike trail. I don't run on pavement very often, but it was really, we had a big rainstorm. It was really kind of muddy on the trails, so I went on a bike trail in Gardner, Massachusetts. And we got out there before any other bikers were out, and lo and behold, way down the trail, we saw a very interesting critter. And so if you've looked at the title of this video, you probably know what it is, but I'm going to hold off, watch the video to the end, and see what we saw this summer while bike joring. Sure, but I'm here bike joring with my dogs right now, and I think there's a bear on the trail ahead of us. I can't tell. It's definitely something kind of big and moving. I don't know if it's a dog, but it may very well be a bear. We'll head down a little further. Let's see if... So here we are, we're riding along. This may very well be a bear. And it actually is. It's a bear. So here we are, we're bike joring, and there's a bear on the bike path right in front of us. There he goes. Yep. Sure enough, it was a bear. Amazing.